Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Now before we begin, I have to say a massive thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person and snapping these gorgeous high-res pics. Show Ryan some love in the comments below, because without him this series literally wouldn't be possible. Now if you are looking to pre-order the Battle Droid, he is available from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. Now, it's about darn time that we finally have a B1 Battle Droid. And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is just the beginning. Now, he does come with a couple of parts and pieces, but no interchangeable hands. That's because his fingers are fully articulated, which makes perfect sense. If you do have only a couple of fingers on a droid where the joints can be very easily made to look realistic, why not do just that? Have them move, have them be able to grip around his blaster. Now, I don't exactly know how sturdy those hands are going to be. I have the Sideshow B1 Battle Droids, and their hands are a little bit hard to work with and wrap around the blaster. Hot Toys, though, having waited a ton of years to finally put this guy up, surely would know that you do have to make it so that he can very easily hold that weapon. He does come with some interchangeable antenna pieces, and they of course just peg into his backpack. I am curious to see if this guy can be displayed without said backpack. We'll have to wait and see when he eventually comes out. Now we do have to talk about the display base. This at first glance looked identical to the Jawa base, but it isn't. The front section, instead of being a polycarbonate clamshell material, is fully sculpted and painted, and it sits over the top of a normal display base with a printed surface. I love that they've done this. They've basically captured the essence of what they were trying to do with Gonk and Jawa, but done it in a much more high quality format. This is an improvement, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. My only question though is it not a little bit too light? Shouldn't the sand be slightly redder, like, you know, the Battle Droid himself, because this is the Geonosis version of the Battle Droid. Speaking of which, I love the paintwork. You can see that the red is multiple layers. There's some yellow there, there's some darker red, some lighter red, and some silver that's been sort of revealed as the paint has been scuffed off. Now, all of this is printed on the surface, meaning it's going to look perfect every single time. Now, just like I mentioned earlier with the hands, I am curious to see how sturdy this guy is. Curiously, there is no die cast listed here. Does that inherently make him a better or worse figure? No, of course not. Hot Toys have gotten to a point where they can make plastic look like metal. I have no problems with their paint applications, but I would have loved some metal in the feet just to keep him nice and planted. He does look very, very spindly, which is on model, but at the same time can pose some challenges when it comes to posing. Now, I did spot a ball joint in the hips. That means you will be able to spread the legs out just a little to give him a wider stance. Now, as I said earlier, I have the Sideshow droids and I absolutely love them. They are a little bit tricky to work with, but for the most part you can get them standing and they can pull off some awesome poses. Quite surprisingly, because this design for a droid doesn't look very articulation friendly. Now, as you move up the body, there is a ton more weathering. Every single surface has multiple layers of printing. That lighter red with the darker red on top looks absolutely gorgeous. Plus, there is some traditional paint here. They have applied some washes down in the crevices. Now, just like you'd expect, these battle droids can fold up into their deployment position when they pop out of the droid transports. Now, I don't know how many people are actually going to display them like that, but being able to actually crunch them all the way down into the deactivated position makes me so very happy. And of course, that means when we do get traditional battle droids and battle droids in all kinds of different colors, we'll be able to do that as well. We can have our very own deactivated droid display, or you can have an entire droid army standing behind Count Dooku. Now, they did tease a super battle droid, so I'm hoping he isn't far behind, because I absolutely love the super battle droids. The fact that you'd be able to swap out the various arm pieces for a rocket and blasters, it's going to be a very dynamic and large figure in the display. Now here, it looks like the B1 droid holds the blaster just fine. The hands do grip around the top and the front of the gun, and you can spot a ball joint in the wrist peg area. The previous Sideshow ones just had a hinge and swivel, so they could only go forward and back. This is absolutely the best way to do it. It means you're going to get maximum range of motion, and because that joint is so small, it's not something that's really going to stick out in the display. And that, I guess, goes for all of the articulation here. It is very well integrated, because this guy is a robot. I wouldn't be surprised if these shoulder pads can also move in and out, just to give you a ton more range when you are moving the arms up. Now, I know this figure preview video has been very articulation focused, but that's for good reason, because this is our first ever B1 battle droid, and that was the biggest question on my mind. Now, I only have one singular complaint, and it's this clip on the side of his backpack. That is used to holster his blaster. Hot Toys, why on earth did you not use a magnet? Because as far as I'm aware, that clip cannot be detached. It's there permanently. A magnet would have worked just fine. Now, the head of the battle droid looks great. I love the deep black inset eyes, plus all of the scratching around his very long snoot. He also has the pieces that extend down the back of his head, and as I said earlier, he can be compressed down into his deactivated format. Now, overall, yes, I am extremely excited to finally be getting a battle droid. I will be needing a bunch of these in my display. Maybe 3. 2 to display as normal battle droids, and one to display as C-3PO. Because of course, yes, you do get the C-3PO head to pop onto the battle droid. C-3PO came with a battle droid head, so it only makes sense that his head would be packaged with this droid. And it looks great. The eyes look fantastic, the weathering on the surface looks great as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if those eyes are lit up with some LEDs. If you are looking to pre-order 1, 2, 3 or more battle droids, they are available from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. While you're down there, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.